But I know I've been there so many times and I am comfortable there, and I can see when they are starting to break, and that just gives me more and more. If he pulls out of this fight early, I will not fight Imavov. I'm not a fan of his style. I think he's great. I think Imavov's very, very good. I don't know. You know, the track record is not good. 6 pullouts, 8 fights. She has 8 wins, and you see 6 pullouts. There is a 50% chance almost, like what's that, 60% of fights versus he has a 40% chance of pulling out. But that's not how I work. I train for the fight. I have to be honest, if he pulls out of this fight early, I will not fight Imavov because I want to fight Khamzat. I don't want anything else. If I'm already there, you know, 2 weeks, I'll fight Imavov if he pulls out. But if he pulls out on 4 weeks, I'm not going to fight. I'll wait for him to be ready because I want to beat him because he's the best right now. I want to fight only the best of the best. And Imavov deserves this.
He's the number 1 contender.
He's number 1 contender, but is Khamzat going to be able to take me down? Absolutely. Absolutely he'll be able to take me down. This is how a fight works. I would hope so. Isn't he like some Swedish champion or something? I would hope he could take me down. But then he has to deal with me on the ground and he has to keep me there. Can I take Khamzat down? Absolutely. Am I going to take Khamzat down? Absolutely. I'm not scared of Khamzat wrestling. I'm not evading. I'm not trying to stay off the ground with Khamzat. That's the mistake everybody makes.
Dricus Du Plessis isn't talking trash, but don't mistake his calm for weakness. The reigning champ is sending a clear message to Khamzat Chimaev ahead of their clash. This isn't just another fight, and Khamzat isn't walking into another easy mauling. Dricus isn't here to play nice or to trade highlights. He's coming in to dominate, to dismantle, and to test Khamzat in ways the Chechen has never felt before. Respect? Sure. But mercy, don't count on it.
Yeah, I think Khamzat's an incredible fighter, but you know, you're fighting in the top 5 of the UFC. Everybody's incredible fighters. And you know, he has this one thing that works for him and it's been good, but you know, Khamzat is an absolute animal, absolutely.
And if you're still questioning how locked in Dricus really is, just pay attention to how he talks about his style. He doesn't claim to be the cleanest striker or the slickest grappler. That's not what he's selling. What he brings is pressure, discomfort, and the kind of chaos most fighters aren't built to handle. He's not interested in scoring points or looking pretty. For him, it's about dragging you into deep waters and seeing who really wants it more. Ground, stand-up, wrestling. None of it matters if the other guy can't handle the pace. And that's the kind of fight he's planning to bring to Khamzat.
I would describe my style as just hard style. And if you fight me, I'm always going to come forward. You know, whether we're on the ground, in the wrestling, or in the striking, sometimes I get the guys are just better in terms of technique than me, but that's not what fighting is. You can be great in technique. It's a fight. How good can you be when I punch you in the face?
That's a good shot. Got one of the more significant strikes. That rear range shot Strickland's nose. That right hand might have broken Strickland's nose.
Yeah, he's in a bad way.
Drake is on him now. Oh, it's bad.
C'est vrai qu'en fait, en Afrique du Sud, ils ont la particularité aussi de s'entraîner dur, qui te poussent à bout physiquement et mentalement. Et qui font qu'une fois que tu passes ça, je pense qu'après le combat est plus facile que cet entraînement-là, c'est sûr.
What makes it even more unsettling is how casually Dricus talks about the pain. For him, pushing past the point of exhaustion isn't special. It's expected. He trains until there's nothing left and then pushes a little more. That's his normal. And when fight night comes, he treats it like just another round. So if Khamzat is planning to charge in and break him early, he might find out this isn't a storm you just push through. It's one you get stuck in when things get ugly, when both guys are hurting and there's nowhere to hide. Dricus doesn't fold. He doesn't panic. That's the space he knows best. While others start questioning everything, he settles in. And that's usually when the fight quietly slips out of their hands.
Imagine, you know, going to that dark place where you get tired. You can't even lift your hands, but you have to. It's some people, you know that feeling. And when I get into the fight, when we get there, I can see my opponent is there too. He's not at home, and I'm at home. But I know I've been there so many times and I am comfortable there, and I can see when they are starting to break, And that just gives me more.
Dricus may show respect when he talks about Khamzat, but don't get the wrong idea, he's not here to make friends. When the cage door shuts, all that respect disappears. He becomes a different man, focused, cold, and ready for war. When asked about Khamzat, Dricus didn't raise his voice or talk big. Instead, he stayed calm, which made his words hit even harder. He isn't nervous. He isn't looking to prove anything to the world. That phase of his career is over. Now, it's about putting Khamzat through a kind of pressure he's never faced before, not just trying to knock him out with one punch, but keeping him under fire from the first bell until he cracks. Dricus doesn't want a close battle. He wants control. He wants to make Khamzat feel like, for the first time in his career, he's up against someone who won't fold, someone who might actually break him.
Now, whether it be Strickland or Khamzat Chimaev, it's Strickland. I have felt everything you can give. And I promise you, this time the judges won't need to be there. If it's Khamzat, you think you're strong, you think you're powerful, you have not felt anything. And I can't wait till I see it on his face, because I see it on every single person I fight's face. When they realize, oh shit, that's the message.
Do we have a message for Khamzat Chimaev?
I'll see you when I see you. I think he tweeted something. He actually tweeted, because when his tweets make sense, it's his agent. And when it's just like random English words in a certain, it's him. And he said, this fight, shit fight, bullshit fight, yeah. Well, I mean, trying to get to a fight. Couldn't get the welterweight title. Definitely not getting the middleweight title. Like, talk about a waste of potential.
The moment Khamzat's name came up, Dricus didn't need to raise his voice to make a statement. He stayed calm, but there was that dry edge in his voice, like someone watching a loud act and not buying a second of it. He mentioned the back and forth on X, but you could tell it didn't rattle him. If anything, he treated it like background noise. He even admitted he doesn't always bother to reply, not because he's trying to stay above it all, but because he's busy doing other things, living life, laughing, and when he does respond, it's more about timing the punchline than trading blows. To him, checking social media isn't some daily ritual. He pops in when he feels like it, scrolls through the nonsense, and might toss out a comment for fun. The message was clear without him spelling it out. Khamzat isn't on his mind, not really, and that kind of cold distance, it says more than any insult could.
Firstly, the smack talk on X. Is that something that's just part of Dricus Du Plessis?
Sometimes I even reply only like a week later, but I'll see it and I go, that's funny. And then I think of something and I'm like, geez, I'll get to this later. I'm busy now with a series or playing my game or
driving your car.
Driving a car. I'm like, I'll get back to that. 2 days goes by and I'm like, oh. Then I see another pop up and I go, gee, this guy. I don't even look at what page posted it. It's like for more traction. I just go, I have something funny right now. Let's go. And I'll just say it. And sometimes on X, I don't go on X for 2 weeks. And then I go on, I see this list of comments and I'll just choose random ones and be like, for like an hour when I have a little bit of time. And then I just go on about my day. It's fun for me.
Even when the conversation tried to soften with jokes about maybe inviting Khamzat after the fight, Dricus kept the wall up. He made it clear, for now, Khamzat's the guy he's going to war with. No friendly vibes, no shared drinks, and definitely no fake respect. Just a fighter who's about to learn what it feels like when the jokes stop and the fists start flying.
That's not invited to your barbecue, right?
No, for sure not. For sure, and we cannot call it a barbecue ever again.
No, I know, but I'm just saying for our international audience.
It's called a braai.
Okay, fair enough. On the record. In South Africa, it's a braai, and you should adopt that. So Khamzat's not invited.
He's definitely not invited. Maybe after the fight, he can come. But yeah, as for now, he is the next foe. So.
While Dricus was busy tossing playful jabs and making it clear that Khamzat isn't getting a seat at the table, literally or figuratively, others around the MMA world were weighing in more seriously. Behind all the banter and build-up, some voices are trying to figure out how this wild matchup actually plays out. One of them is Caio Baralho, a guy who's felt Khamzat's intensity firsthand during training. Caio didn't shy away from the truth. He admitted he's counted Dricus out more than once before, and every time Dricus shut him up with a win. But even now, Caio's torn. He said there's a strong chance Khamzat just bulldozes his way to a quick finish, the same way he did against Kevin Holland. In his eyes, Khamzat's pressure could end things in the first or early second round.
Bro, this is crazy because I always bet against DDP and he always shut in my mouth. But I'm feeling like this can be a fight as fast as the fight with Khamzat and Whitaker. Like finishing the first round or beginning.
But then came the switch, that 40% doubt Caio couldn't shake. He pointed out something the stats won't always show. Dricus is massive for middleweight. His size, strength, and awkward pressure could be the thing that slows Khamzat down. Caio believes if Dricus can just survive those opening rounds, the momentum could shift hard in his favor.
Of the second round, 60% of me say that Khamzat will finish this fight like real fast. But 40% says that Dricus, with his size and height and his weight, he's a big guy for the division. I think he can stop the takedowns or even survive the first 2 rounds, and then the fight gets better.
Caio broke it down simply. The longer the fight goes, the better it is for Dricus. Khamzat comes out like a rocket, but if that initial burst doesn't get the job done, things can get messy. We've seen Khamzat fade in later rounds before. Meanwhile, Dricus keeps grinding even when he's tired. He doesn't stop. And in a 5-round war, that kind of grit might be the key difference.
So I'm 60-40 on these 2 options.
So the longer the fight goes, the more it favors DDP?
Yeah, for sure. 100%, because Khamzat is the guys that go for it in the bell. He's just go at it, and sometimes if things don't go as the way he planned it, we've seen already he gets a little bit tired in the later rounds. So with a 5-round fight, and Dricus is a guy that even after he gets tired, he's still working. He's still making you go in deep waters and making you work. So I think the fight gets real better to DDP after the second round.
I train with Dricus a lot. Dricus is actually a very, very good fighter. Crazy cardio, very physically strong. He's a very hard fight to predict. I think Chimaev is going to start very strong like he always do. I do believe Dricus can kind of slow him down, don't get submitted, relax a little bit. But I do believe Dricus, if he get past that first round, I think that's the hardest part. What I think he will do, I think he's gonna pass, and then he's gonna be a nightmare for Chimaev. I think Dricus is a monster, hits very hard, doesn't break, good gas tank. I do believe Dricus is gonna beat Chimaev and remain the champion.
After Caio Borralho gave his thoughts, Ikram Aliskerov was next to weigh in. When asked who he saw winning between Dricus and Khamzat, he didn't hesitate to choose Khamzat. But even with that pick, Ikram didn't look at Dricus like an easy target. In fact, he spoke about him with a tone that showed real awareness. He didn't treat DDP like some random guy who just got lucky. He acknowledged that Dricus keeps surprising people, and every time fans expect him to fall short, he finds a way to prove them wrong. Ikram pointed out that Dricus isn't a simple puzzle to solve. The way he wins might not always look clean or technical, but it gets the job done, and that's exactly why fighters like Ikram don't take him lightly, even if they're not picking him. He also reminded people not to fall into the same trap others have. Dricus has been underestimated more than once, and it never ends well for the ones doing it, so even while siding with Khamzat, Ikram made it clear this fight isn't some walk in the park. There's danger coming from both sides.
It seems like the next title fight might be Du Plessis and Khamzat Chimaev. If that happens, who do you think wins?
My opinion, Chimaev, I think, is good, very good. You see this last fight with Whitaker, and not last, all his fight, he have everything. He have good wrestling, grappling, and striking. I think, but he's a not simple guy, Du Plessis. All the fight, all people think about this fight he lose, this fight is, but he not lose. He's win anybody, brother. It's a good fight. But I think, I hope Chimaev win.
Not bad, but I still think Dricus gets it. I think just late finish. Khamzat would, I think Khamzat will, if he wins, it's the first 2 rounds, or the first round. But Dricus is just chaotic. Chaotic good, chaotic evil. That's literally what this fight might be. Chaotic good versus chaotic evil.
In a recent moment that caught everyone off guard, Dricus spoke about what this fight means to him. It wasn't your typical hype talk. The words he chose and the calm way he said them felt like a window into just how far he's willing to go. He didn't talk about winning or surviving. He talked about something else entirely. And when you hear it, when you see how he says it, you start to understand why this man is the champion. It's not just his body that's prepared for war. His mind is already there.
When I go in there, if there's no ref, if the ref doesn't stop it, I'm not stopping. I can be sitting on you for 10 minutes, bashing your face. If the ref doesn't say stop, I'm not stopping. And that is the question that me as a modern day gladiator has to ask myself. Am I still willing to die? Absolutely, that's easy. It's, are you willing to kill a man in front of his family? Yes, I am. And that's why I'm the world champion. Because I say yes to that answer, that question every single time.
Whether you're leaning toward Khamzat's pressure or backing Dricus's resilience, one thing is clear. This isn't just another middleweight title fight, it's a clash of wills, and only one man walks out with his hand raised. Let us know in the comments below who you're backing, Dricus or Khamzat, and how you see this one ending.